Welcome, welcome! It's Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy bringing you another Star Citizen video. And today we have Invictus Launch Week, Day 3 and 4, Anvil Aerospace. So we have the sale going on with Anvil right now. Anvil's success as a modern face of the VE Navy has led it to similar prosperity in the private sector. The once military-only brand now also offers civilian variants of its classic ships that push the limits of accessibility, combat, exploration, and defense. First, we have the Anvil Valkyrie, which is your Warbond upgrade special. Really great ship. Then we move into the flyable now ships, starting with the Pisces at 45, the Arrow 75, Anvil Carrick 600, the Super Hornet at 180, the Valkyrie at 375, the Hurricane at 195, the Terrapin 220, the Gladiator 165, the Hawk 100. Then we also have the Ballista at 140. That's a ground vehicle. You saw that in the convention yesterday. You have the regular Hornet at 110, the Hornet Wildfire 175, the Hornet Tracker at 140, and the Hornet Ghost at 125. Then when you have future flyable ships, which they only have one future flyable because they make Anvil ships pretty quick, and that's the Crucible. And this is going to be your repair ship. This one's going to make a lot of money in the verse if you have one. It's going to be a pretty cool ship. You can make repairs on big ships, small ships, all ships. Then we have our paints. So for the Arrow, we have 4 different paint schemes, and for the Valkyrie, we have 3 different paint schemes. You can get them together, separate. We also have the Anvil Gear Pack, which is a shirt and hat, or the Celebration Gear Pack, which has all the manufacturers and whatnot as well. Below that, we have the regular merchandise, which is pretty much on sale the entire week. So that is all the things that are on sale for Anvil at the moment, today and tomorrow. Well, I guess you're getting this tomorrow, so it'll be the last day of the sale, so make sure you pick them up if you want to get one of those ships. Anvil makes a lot of great ships. You're not going to go wrong picking up one of them. Now on to the convention floor. This is only Anvil, so you don't have all the other ship manufacturers today. Anvil's got plenty of ships, as you can see in the cell. So let's take a look down the stairs here. And to our right, we will have the C8X. I really don't focus too much on it right now. I'm sorry. I did not get the footage of that particular ship. I didn't want to spend too much time here. You guys have probably already seen most of this. I just wanted to show some of the highlights of some of these really cool ships, and of course the big Anvil Aerospace logo on the wall. That's pretty neat. This is a little bit cooler than what they had at the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. So yeah, I really like that. So first and foremost, we have the F7A. This is the military version of the Hornet. So this is kind of, the Super Hornet's kind of based off of what the F7A is, but the Super Hornet offers that secondary seat as well. Whereas the F7A is a solo flight ship. It's just one fighter, one pilot. And the only way that you can get an F7A in Star Citizen is, well, if you were able to buy the skin for it. I guess this was 3 or 4 or 5 years ago. It was early on. It's like a Memorial Day only sell, and they only sold a few of them. They've never sold the F7A skins since then, so they're extremely hard to get. Now, that doesn't give you an F7A technically. It's just a skin to go over top of your regular Hornet, Super Hornet, any of the Hornet series. Kind of like the paint jobs that they have available now with this whole launch week, but it's an F7A paint job. So I don't know that you'll actually be able to get one of these unless it's in the game and you have a really good faction with the military. Maybe they'll let you buy an old surplus one, one that's been put out the pasture, something along those lines. Now this is the pride of the ball, the belle of the ball, whatever you want to call it. This is the F8 Lightning. I'm sure it's the F8A is what they're calling it. It's the military variant of the Lightning Heavy Fighter. We have only just now gotten to see these, except for 2 years ago in the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. They had one on the floor similar to this. This thing's a beast. It's got 6 weapons on it. 4 of them are size 3 and 2 are size 4. So it's going to be able to lay down all sorts of firepower. It's a really big ship as far as fighters. I don't know really how it compares with the Vanguard size-wise, but this thing is a pretty good sized ship, and it is going to be able to devastate your opponents. Right now, the only way you can get one of these is if you are concierge, if you've pledged enough. The Praetorian level, I believe, is the gold version, and then the Wing Commander level, or the level before Praetorian, gets you just the regular F7 or F8C, the civilian version of these ships. You won't get the military version, but you will be able to buy the ship in game if you complete Squadron 42. At least that's what CIG have said in the past. So you got to complete Squadron 42, and you should be able to unlock your chance to purchase one of those F8 Lightnings. Awesome. It's going to be my favorite fighter, bar none. Then we go over to the Anvil Terrapin. This is kind of like your scout recon ship. It's supposed to be very well armored, and it's supposed to have really good scanners on it. You're supposed to be able to send this thing out ahead of your fleet, to scout, and then pick up positions of enemy fighters, enemy ships, fleets, whatever, and then it's supposed to be able to report back to base. If you get in trouble, it's supposed to have all these iron plates, these metal plates that protect it, and hopefully you can escape danger in it. And then we have the Gladiator. This is the fighter bomber. It's like the carrier-based bomber. It carries size 5 torpedoes. The other ships that carry size 5 torpedoes are going to be the Vanguard Harbinger, which we will see during the Aegis cell. But the Gladiator is a pretty cool ship. I think it's got 4 guns, including the turret, which you need a turret gunner to use. Hopefully they'll let you slave that to the pilot seat. That would be the right thing to do. Up next we have the Hawk. The Hawk is your dedicated bounty hunter. It has a cell in the back, and it has 6 size 1 guns and an EMP. So this one could be pretty interesting if in the right hands. It's highly maneuverable. It's pretty quick. That EMP could be devastating if used correctly. Then next we have the Hurricane, which is also listed as a heavy fighter. I like to call it more of a medium fighter, but it packs a major punch. This one too has 6 weapons here. You can see the turret has 4 size 3s on it, and then the front and the nose guns, those can be pretty devastating as well. If you have a pretty good turret fighter or turret gunner, this ship can be very useful and very deadly to all those outlaws you might encounter out in space. Of course, if you are an outlaw, you might be able to put it on security forces as well. Definitely a nasty fighter. It is a glass cannon. It doesn't have the armor and the shields that some of your other fighters have, so be mindful of that. You're going to have to punch and get out, or punch and run, punch and evade. Now, as you're seeing, this is the Carrick. This is the biggest ship in the Anvil lineup so far, and it is awesome. I love my Carrick. Most people who have a Carrick will say they absolutely love this thing. It has a lot of cargo space. It has a front walkway to get on the ship, and you could also park a couple of rovers in it. And it also has a bay for the Pisces or an Arrow, some sort of snub or small ship that you want to put in it. Very cool. It's the epitome of exploration. The Carrack, awesome ship. This is the regular F7C, so this is the civilian version of the Hornet. You can see the top part does not have any kind of turret or anything up there, unlike the Super Hornet, the F7A, or the Wildfire, or the Heartseeker. Pretty much most of the other Hornets and Super Hornets have something going on there. Even the Tracker has something there. The Ghost, not so much. But this is the regular Hornet. The Hornet lineup is a really good lineup. So they're very good ships, all around good fighters. Then below here you have the Arrow. The Arrow is the newest addition to fighters in the Anvil lineup. Now, the newer ship would be like the C8X, the Pisces, but I really wouldn't call that a fighter. That's a snubcraft or a it's a light freighter. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's not a fighter. This thing is a fighter. It's got quite a few little weapons on it, 4 weapons, and they can be pretty devastating. It's super maneuverable, super fast, and it's supposed to be stealthy. So really, really like the Arrow. And then finally we have the Valkyrie, my favorite little dropship. Well, I'd say that. You know, the Prowler's pretty cool too. And then maybe when we see the Redeemer, maybe I'll want it more. But I love the Valkyrie. It's an awesome ship. It's great to carry around to org mates and all of that. It's a great ship. So guys, if you like this video, hit that like button, hit that thumbs up button, hit that little bell icon to let you know when I do more of these. If you never subscribe, please hit that subscribe button as well. Thank you to all people who support me. I'm Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy, and I'll see you out in the verse.